Well, hi everyone. I'm John Rethlin. This is my review of AEW Dark from Salt Lake City. And because of everything that's going on, we all know what. I'm not going to say the stuff, but we all know why. This is going to be the last AEW show in front of a big crowd, at least for the next month to 6 weeks or whatever. It's going to be really interesting to see what AEW does with their programming until everything gets back on track and all back to normal and we get wrestling the way it was meant to be in front of hot crowds with a whole lot of fun. So, how was the show overall? Not bad, not great. There was one match with a surprising result. And they're trying to do some storyline progression, between Dark and Dynamite, so I do give them credit for that. So I didn't hate this show, but the main event I didn't particularly care for. And you all know why if you saw the show. But anyway, Taz and Excalibur on commentary, and we get Peter Avalon with Leva Bates versus Colt Boom Boom Cabana. And this is kind of based on something like happened backstage where Peter Avalon was upset at Colt, and Leva Bates said she loves Colt's podcast. I'm going to say this much. When Leva Bates is just, the manager outside, it's actually fine. When they try to have her wrestle in the librarian gear, it doesn't necessarily work. But her as, a manager foil outside actually does work. I'm still not a fan of the librarian gimmick, but at least, she works well outside. So Colt, of course, was over. We get some book comedy where Colt throws the book and then tackles Avalon. That was some pretty good stuff, hits him. There was some good wrestling because Colt is very good. Even when he does comedy stuff, he is very good in the ring. And at one point, Leva's trying to, shush him and poke Colt in the chest outside. And then, he grabs her finger, but then, Peter grabs her other finger and she's getting jerked back and forth between two men. No, that's not a euphemism. It's what really happened. And then you get Peter that kind of does the whole thing where it's almost like a tango dance, does this and Leva and Peter are looking at each other longingly, and then Colt stops that. Leva gets dropped on the apron, as we know, the hardest part of the ring. Clotheslines Avalon over, Superman pin 1, 2, 3, and there we go. That's pretty much the end of the match right there. We then get the Hybrid 2, Jack Evans and Angelico versus Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa. I don't like the Nakazawa character. I just don't. I don't mind fun and wrestling, but I just don't care about it. Referee Aubrey, great to see Aubrey there. Hybrid 2, they jump the bell, and Helico showing some nice, unique submissions. Then we get the oil shit, which I don't care for. I know it pops some people, and that's fine. Cool. There are some people that like it. I don't. Cutler did pretty well, did some good stuff. We then get, Nakazawa does the whole thing where it's he's, going to spit the oil in the eyes of Cutler, and then Cutler's just what the hell are you doing? And then Crucifix Bomb from Angelico to Nakazawa, and a 630 from Jack Evans pins Michael Nakazawa for the 3 count. Thank Christ he took the pin and not Cutler. We then get Penelope Ford with Kip Sabian versus Riho, and this is the one that surprised me. The match wasn't bad. Penelope does need some more time on AEW programming. She has gotten better. Riho, now that she's not champion, I don't mind her as much. And it wasn't her fault. It was just the way the fact that she was the first champion, it just, to me, wasn't believable. But she is good in the ring. Both these women worked fine. There were some good strikes. There was a cool spot where Penelope did the Matrix Bridge. I don't know why I'm trying to do it like I'm going to do it on camera. God forbid, I'd be down for a week. And then Riho does a stomp. Sabian kept interfering, and eventually he would, succumb to something where he would get hit with Snapdragon. But before that, we had the stomp from Riho off the top for 2. We had a nice rib breaker from Penelope for 2. And then the Snapdragon to Sabian. And then Penelope hits a cutter off the ropes. Pretty cool. And then ends up hitting a Fisherman's Suplex Bridge. Beautiful bridge on that. 1, 2, 3. She pins Riho. That was a bit shocking. It was good. It was a good kind of shocking, and I enjoyed that. And hey, if they want to give Penelope Ford a push, apparently, I guess Riho did sign a full-time contract with Stardom. That's what the reports say, and if that's the case, I can definitely see Riho putting some other women over, maybe giving some women the rub. No, that's not a euphemism. It's not a Kenny Omega fantasy, but I digress on that. This was fine. It was fine. And it was good on Ford for getting the victory. We then get Stu Grayson with the Dark Order Idiots. I don't care for the Dark Order gimmick, no matter how good Uno or Grayson are in the ring. And they aren't a bad team, but I hate the gimmick. The gimmick just totally takes it away. And that's just what I gotta say. But this is continuing to build the Dark Order, SCU, who is the Exalted One. They would build this feud, and it's Grayson versus Daniels, and Sky and Kazarian are there. Well, the referee says, you know what? I don't want all these shenanigans. Get the hell out. Just go. Get out. Everybody get out. Grayson does stall some for a bit, and then Daniels takes over, throwing him in the barricade. Eventually, Stu does take over, even does a move over the ropes, hitting to the outside, saying, this is fun, as he was doing that. That was actually kind of cool. Angel's wings from Daniels, but just gets a 2 count because foot on the rope from Grayson. And then the Koji clutch, and then this weird masked creeper idiot shows up, and Grayson's upset, and he tries to go for a move called Nightfall. But Daniels hits the most devastating maneuver, the surprise roll-up, gets the win. And then we get a beatdown between this one creeper idiot, whoever the fuck it is, and Grayson. And then SCU and the rest of SCU, rather, and Colt Cabana show up. And Daniels is like, I'm going to get you, Evil Uno, and your little dog, too. No, actually, he said, there is no Exalted One, and I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm going to end the Dark Order. So watch it be Christopher Daniels as the Exalted One tomorrow, because apparently it's supposed to be revealed in front of not a lot of people, apparently, which is going to be very, very odd, but maybe everybody on TV will react. So yeah, I'm going to drop the grades for these shows until things get back on track with wrestling and we get it back where it's in front of crowds and stuff like that. So I'll keep the grades for the movies, but I'm going to drop the grade here. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a great show, and I don't care about the I like Daniels, but I don't care about the SCU Dark Order feud, mainly because I like SCU. I don't care for the Dark Order. But anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland, bringing you more content, and I'll see you soon.